This is Manny with Classic Auto Repair. Today we're going to show you a rear disc brake conversion. This is one that has been installed recently on a 69 Mustang Mach 1. We remove all of the old brake parts, including the master cylinder on this particular installation, all the emergency brake cables. This one also had the front calipers, came factory with disc brakes on the front, but we went ahead and replaced the calipers because you can see they're pretty old and crusty, and that will cause performance issues. But this is what it looks like after you remove the axle, the drum, backing plates, all the brake shoes and other hardware, and you put on the new installation kit for rear disc brakes. It comes with emergency brake cables. They articulate right here, and they adjust by pulling back and forth on this. So a real nice installation. You can see here it's got a disc pads, brand new, ready to go, new rotors, and the rotors bolt right up. You do have to remove the axle, and at that time we found that this one had rusted bearings. Let me show you what those look like. These bearings sitting in the rear end tail housing, they do get old after 50 years, and I would recommend replacing them when we do a disc brake conversion. We'll also put on new seals so that you don't get any of the gear oil coming out of the axle shaft and then dripping onto the rotor and causing the brakes to fail. So new seals are definitely recommended, even if you don't do a disc brake conversion. When we replace brake shoes on the back of stock brake systems, we will look at those seals to make sure they're not leaking, so that we can go ahead and fix that if that's a problem. We utilize the original brake lines. This one had a rusted line over here, so I cut off the bad part of the line and put on new fittings. They're connected through a flex hose, and the flex hose is then mounted onto the steel line right here. So this is your hydraulic brake system, and it connects to the new disc brakes and caliper. To bleed the brakes, there's a small fitting up in here. See if I can see it right here. This fitting is where you connect your bleeder vacuum system to remove all the air from the system, and that gets the brakes working really well with good pressure. On this one here, it's getting the new emergency brake cable that's included on the kit. It's got little turnbuckles where you connect the one part of the emergency brake cable to the long shaft part that connects to the pedal cable, which is right here. So you want to make sure this cable is in good shape, lubricate it, make sure it moves easily, or replace it. It's not included in the kit, but this long cable is. This is the one that normally is pretty worn out or missing on a vehicle. And I'll be doing some fine adjusting here shortly. That's what this vice grip is here for, is to kind of test the pedal location and see what kind of modifications I need to make to the cable so that it will have a good lock when you push on the emergency brake pedal to hold the car in place. On the front of this car, these are stock rotors that were on the vehicle. We resurfaced them, and we put on, as I said before, new calipers because the old ones were 50 years old, and it's a good time to go ahead and replace them when you're replacing the back system. They also have new brake pads installed, and this one had some updated flex hoses already put onto the car, so we did not have to replace these. We just simply connected them right up to the caliper, and everything's in good shape there. After doing that, we put a master cylinder on it to complete the installation. And that is how we do a brake conversion or upgrade to get the rear disc brakes on a car that never had rear disc brakes from the factory. We can put these on pretty much any model of vehicle. They make the disc brake conversions, or we can fabricate the necessary brackets to get your car updated with a complete disc brake system, making it stop very well. You're not going to have any sacrifices like you do with shoe brakes. If they get wet in the rain, shoe or drum brakes will fade and they will not stop a car. So real safety issue there. They also get hot, and then you of course will have brake fade. Disc brakes are a much better solution. That's why they're using them on new cars. So definitely something to consider looking at from Classic Auto Repair, and we'll be sure to fix you guys up with a new set. Thanks for watching.